Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. This defense for the Vikings, they were quite formidable in the win over Philly a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long, step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he is going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So opening drive 3rd down, they complete the slant to move the sticks.
And ordinarily, it's a high percentage pass when you throw it. And receivers like to run that route because it gets the ball in their hands pretty quickly. Just a couple of quick steps upfield, break towards the middle, the ball should be there, and then they can do some work afterwards.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. Here's Rodgers to throw. This one to the right, caught by Valdez-Scantling. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you, and you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Here's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Now it's Rodgers. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. The 20. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you hadn't been taught.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time, decent field position through the pick six. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll toss to Jones running left. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
A good run there by Cook on 1st down, powering his way forward, a gain of 6.
He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. False start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Cook following the penalty, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. They'll set up to throw. Yeah, he'll find Hall. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick.
And the Packers are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Throwing now is Rodgers. He hits Adams, complete. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach? And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Second down, another shot for Jones. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Rodgers now on first down. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw, it's Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Well, he's been the guy already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball, try to get things settled down a little bit. And that's a nice throw right there, and I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator that showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing the colleges deliver to the NFL.
Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Flush to his right.
To the right side and complete to Jefferson.
Not much there, only a yard. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll look to throw again. Eluding the pressure right. It's caught on the right side. It's Smith.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. A give. This is Cook. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Running for it. Here's Cook. And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning. On first down, Rodgers.
He'll drop this underneath for Jones.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flushed out right. He's got the first down inside the 10.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into a bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drop.
Touchdown, Vikings! Dalvin Cook. His 9th touchdown of the season, and the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point was hooking, but he does make it through, and that makes the score 14-7.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Packers. Davante Adams with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Packers are within an extra point of tying this thing up. PAT up and good by Rosas. And we are tied here in the second quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game. Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A big play there for Minnesota. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll dump this off to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run with Cook, and he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Second and 5. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Now Jones. And he returns this to the 22. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. That ball is caught. Marquez Valdez-Scantling. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Flush to his right. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
On now is the Packers punter, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just one snap of the football. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First down, here's the run with Cook. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he will have the Vikings first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Handoff comes to Cook, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. They run it again with Cook. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And the lead now up to 14.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
A lot of ground to cover. 2nd and 22.
Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. They find some open field here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. The Vikings Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Slant to Adams. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 24. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. He got out of the pocket there, was wondering what he was going to do with it, but I think he was calling, his receiver was calling for the ball, wasn't he?
He certainly was. The problem, he called for it too late, and when he delivered, they were all over him in the secondary and came up with the interception.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. The passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
2nd and 1. And for the 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Chris Barnes. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. Third quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. On play action, now Rodgers. He'll buy some time right. And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And again, it's Rodgers. Flushed out right. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Only needing 2 yards on second down. The give is to Jones. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw is Rodgers. A throw complete to the tight end, Tunyon. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Got a man open. It's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams there to make the grab. And the Packers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Rosas good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, we are, I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
They'll roll him out right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there looked like nobody open. Now second down. To throw on 2nd and 10. Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play there for Minnesota.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
Now a dump off here complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. This is going to be incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And his kick here is good. And that will push the lead up to double digits now at 10. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now As you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Flush to his right. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Vikings. A big play there. 52 yards. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Koo now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following a touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 49 yards. Rodgers now on 1st down. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And my goodness, another interception. Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Vikings force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. That had disaster written all over. You've got a right-handed quarterback, a rolling left, and throwing it pretty far downfield.
It's really difficult to do, to try and get your body twisted around into the proper position and get anything on the ball as you heave it downfield. And that's what it actually turns into, a heave. And that's not really a good throw, is it?
And it's a Packers touchdown. Davante Adams, 57 yards. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Rodgers. Buying time to his left.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
Now Rodgers. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
The nice thing is that you still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Escaping the pressure right. And that's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to get it back to a 1-score game. And he's going to miss this one. Wide to the left from distance. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
4 yards remain for 2nd down.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 22.
And the Packers are right back in this football game.
He was pretty good a year ago in college, getting outside of the pocket and making plays, but it's a different story here in the NFL.
Well, in college, when he broke out of the pocket, his receivers often knew what to do in a scramble drill. And defenders...
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Carlton Davis picks it.
And the Vikings come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and I tell you,